Hi class. I had a couple questions from you about the tile set making tutorial I showed, and just as far as things go when it comes to what I wanted the final product to look like or what I intended to do with it. So I'm going to give you a quick little tutorial here. I've just basically created a, if I look here in the resize, 246 by, that is wrong, it should be 256 by 128 pixel. There we go. Area. So let's pretend that this is our basic, like a nice widescreen game game terrain. And you can see I have my grid on here. If you go to preferences, we go to grid, you can see that right here I have a 16 pixel large grid, because as you remember, 16 by 16 was sort of the base tile set that I was using. So I have my I have that sort of we're gonna go here, turn off tile mode. I don't want tile mode on. Okay, there we go. So here we have the 16 by 16. Yeah, so here we have our 9-piece tile set that I had made, and I'm gonna just copy this over here. So starting right here, I'm gonna grab this middle one. Of course, I'm on the wrong one. Okay, let's just find it. That's the one right here. So we're going to select this one, Command C or Control C. We're going to go over here and hit Control or Command V. So I'm actually now just going to zoom in here to make sure I get my selection properly. Let's go up. Okay, so no. There we go. So I'm going to go copy, and then I'm actually going to drag this over. And we're just going to create a little bit of a background fill. I'm sure there's a faster way to do this, but I don't know as of this moment. It'd be nice to be able to create some sort of a stamp. And maybe I'll figure that out a little bit later. But one thing I can do is once I've got that, then I can just go like this, and then we make it a little bit bigger. That. Zoom out. And there we go. Okay, copy this, bring it over here. The nice thing is that as long as you align it here with these guides, should all work nicely. I can even like overlap it here, and it will still all look right because it's a repeating pattern. You can see I messed up a little bit there, so I just paste that over and over here and over here, over here, and last but not least, right there. Oh, I can see I have a little bit of a mess up right here. Okay, let's also turn off tile mode on this one. I don't want tile mode on. Okay, so you can see that we now have a large grass pattern. Now I'm going to start adding just a few little environmental effects to it. So go back here. Let's find. I can kind of click on these to figure out where they are. Okay, so this is the one I want. So I'm going to add Control C. I'm going to go to a new layer because I want to have some ability to move this around. And B. Oh, looks like I didn't select the right thing. There we go. So you can see here I got this. And I can move it around. It all seamlessly blends in. So blends in perfectly wherever I move it, as long as I stick to that grid. And let's say I want to kind of have a little cliff area up here. So I can just go, we can make a selection here, zoom in. Perfect. Copy, And I'm also going to maybe put another one up here. Okay, so I've got a couple little cliff faces there, and we go back now, layer 6. Is this it? We'll see. Yep. So I've added that one there. Let's also just create a new layer. Copy, paste. Oh, I have to copy off this layer. Copy and paste, and now we move it over. So I can just drop that down right there. Just create that nice little transition. Go back here. Grab this one. Go back here. Okay, new layer. One of the things about Piskel I don't like is you have to create these new layers to put these on. So there's a way to have it set what layer it was going to go to, but you can't, so that's a little annoying. There you go. You're starting to see things take shape. Copy that one. Copy. Bring it over here. Paste. And now we got a little bit of a landscape starting to take place. And we could even go so far as to, go down to layer, which is the one we want? This one. Now, if we were doing this in Photoshop, it would actually be a little bit easier, but, what are we going to do? Let's grab it. Now, if we turn off the grid, you can kind of see how this will look. Go here to grid, turn off the grid, and you can see that little edge kind of showing up there. I might actually have, in retrospect, next time I do it, give it a little bit more of a black edge to make it stand out more. And I might have changed my grass texture to be less regular, to actually go with a totally flat green, and then have some extra tiles with little bits of grass texture that I could plop in kind of wherever I wanted them. But this kind of gives you an idea of what I was thinking when we were creating that first very, very simple texture pack. Is you can take a level design like this and start kind of roughing it out. I like to do a paper so you have a better idea, especially on a grid paper, of where things are going to go and what kind of size they'll be. But this is kind of the idea of creating a tile set.